In lesson 49, part 8, we're continuing our series, True or False. So, very simple. Should the head stay still? You see lots of golfers manfully trying to keep their head in one place and dropping the chin, and trying to keep their head still in the absolute belief that a still head creates a good swing. Now, again, let's find out from function why that should be true. If I put the club across my shoulders and twist, I can keep my face pointing at the lens. There's very little motion. In fact, if I'm trying to keep my nose still, I reckon I can do it. I can keep my nose very still as I rotate back and through. But we know in golf that the hands come outwards and the club's an extension of the hands and the arms. So now I have a situation where when I turn, I can only get to here. For the journey to continue, the left shoulder rides over the right. So let's look at that in isolation. If I'm like a true human wheel here, the spokes can move and the hub is absolutely constant, back and through. The moment these spokes are glued together, they roll and rise over each other. So it does tend to make the head move just a little bit. If I turn like this, my head doesn't move at all. The moment the hands come together and roll and rise, you can expect a little bit of lateral movement. Now there's no harm in that. Most great players do that. They will turn and there'll be a couple of inches of movement in this direction. But when they hit, they return to much the same place. Whereas the amateur golfer might sway 4 inches and move through 8. There are lots of pros out there with lateral movement in the backswing, but you tend not to see that lateral movement past the ball. They may be lateral here, but they stay centered as they come down to the swing. So, head central is a good idea, but head still is a bit of a killer, and worse still, head down. Here I am on the 12th tee on the lovely Marquis course. We've got water hazards here to carry to the green. And all of us are afraid of knocking a ball in the water. So, we see people grip the club too tight, and the chin gets jammed down, and then once they try and keep the head still and the chin's low, they can't turn. So, it's a state of mind. When you have a tough tee shot like this across water, you mustn't lose your posture. You lean forward, make space, make sure there's room or space under the chin for the left arm to go. So I'll do that. I'll load the shoulder under the throat. You can see that I'm fully loaded, and now I can release. Okay. Show that one more time. Chin down, I'm going to swing flat or across my face. If my chin is up, there's space under my throat now for the left shoulder to coil. Left shoulder to the throat, fully loaded, now I can release. One more for luck. To the max. Compress the shoulder to the Adam's apple. Coil, fully loaded, now release. You see, it's like a catapult. It doesn't matter how slowly you stretch the catapult, it will release just as quickly.